Okay, today we're looking at lesson 11.7, understanding volume. How can you use unit cubes to find the volume of a rectangular prism? You can find the volume of a rectangular prism by counting the unit cubes. Each unit cube has a volume of 1 cubic unit. Okay, so I have taped and folded this little box that, if it had a lid, would be what? A rectangular prism. Use centimeter cubes to fill the base of the rectangular prism without gaps or overlaps. Each centimeter cube has a length, width, and height of 1 centimeter and a volume of 1 cubic centimeter. How many centimeter cubes make up the length of the first layer, the width of the first layer, and the height of the first layer? Okay, this is at the very top of your investigation box. It says, can you find the volume of rectangular prism by counting unit cubes? Volume is a measure of the amount of space a solid figure occupies and is measured in cubic units. Each cubic unit has a volume of 1 cubic unit. The rectangular prism is made up of blank unit cubes. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it has a volume of 8 cubic units. Okay, I've cut and folded my little box here. It says, how many centimeter cubes make up the length of the first layer? How many were on the first layer? How many did we count? Oh, no, the length. 5. And how many made up the width? And what's the height? 1. Only 1 tall. How many cubic centimeters are used to fill the base? Length times width times height. 5 times 5 is 25. Times 1 is 25. The rectangular prism is made up of blank unit cubes. Okay, so now we've got to go ahead and fill this up. So with 1 layer in there, the rectangular prism is made up of 25 unit cubes. And so its volume is 25 cubic units. Okay, so we continue filling our rectangular prism layer by layer. Count the number of centimeter cubes in each layer. How many centimeter cubes were in each layer? No, each layer. 25. And how many layers of cube filled the rectangle? 5. How many centimeter cubes fill the prism then? What is 5 times 25? 125. If I have 5 quarters, I have $1.25, right, or 125. So the volume of the rectangular prism is 125 cubic centimeters. All right. Go to the next page. Okay, let's talk about the draw the conclusion at the top of page 468. It says, describe the relationship between the number of centimeter cubes you use to fill each layer, the number of layers, and the volume of the prism. Okay, so we had how many centimeter cubes in each layer? 25. We multiplied that by the number of layers, which was 5, to equal a total number of centimeters cubes, which was 125. So the volume is 125. I'm going to type that up for you. Hopefully. Boy, I haven't done this for a while. I don't know how to do it. Okay, so this is your answer on number 1 under describe. Okay, so here it is written out in words. The number of centimeter cubes in each layer is 25. multiplied by the number of layers, we had 5 layers, is equal to the total number of centimeters cubes used to fill the prism, which was 125. So the volume is 125 cubic centimeters. Okay, so then if we look at number 2, apply, it says if you had a rectangular prism that had a length of 3 units, a width of 4 units, and a height of 2 units, how many unit cubes would it need in each layer? So it has a length of 3 and a width of 4. So what would the first layer look like? How many cubes?
25.
3 by 4. 12. And then you had, it was 2 units high. So you'd have 2 layers of 12. So it would be 24. So it would be 24 cubic units. Okay, I'm going to type that up. You would need 12 unit cubes for each layer, 24 unit cubes to fill the rectangular prism, because it was what? 2 layers high. Okay, now we're on the make a connection. To find the volume of 3-dimensional figures, you measure in 3 directions. For a rectangular prism, you measure its length, its width, and its height. Volume is measured using cubic units, such as cubic cube, cubic meters, cubic centimeters, cubic inches, or cubic feet. So CU stands for what? Cubic. Okay? Which has a greater volume? 1 cubic centimeter or 1 cubic inch? Tell me.
Inch.
Why is that?
Because inch is bigger than a centimeter.
Very good. So our answer to that is 1 cubic inch, because 1 inch is greater than 1 centimeter, so 1 cubic inch would have a greater volume. Okay. Now we're looking at the bottom part there. It says find the volume of the prism if each cube represents 1 cubic centimeter, 1 cubic inch, or 1 cubic foot. First of all, what do we got to start with? The length, which is what on this? 6. And the width is?
3.
So 3 times 6 is?
18.
And how many layers of 18 do we have?
2.
So 2 times 18 is?
36.
Is 36. So how, if these are cubic centimeters, we would have 36 cubic centimeters. If they were cubic inches, is that 36 going to change?
No.
No. There'll still be 36 of them, and if each block was a foot, 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot, there would still be 36. So just because the unit of measure changes, it doesn't change the number. However, you know that 36 little centimeter cubes stacked up is much smaller than 36 1 by 1 foot cubes, right? Does everybody understand that? Okay. Would the prism above be the same size if it were built with centimeter cubes, inch cubes, and foot cubes? Would it be the same?
Yes. No.
No. It would have the same number of cubic blocks, but each block would be of a different size. Okay, so I'm going to type that up. So just as we discussed, no, it would not be the same size. The prisms would have the same number of cubes and be the same shape. Feet are greater units than inches or centimeters, so the prism made with foot cubes will be greater than the prism made with inch or centimeter cubes. Okay, so it says use the unit given to find the volume. So I want you to do this as number 1 on page 469. I want you to do that. I want you to stop your recording and do that, and then come back and see if you're right. All right, so if remember our formula for volume is length times width times height equals the volume. So the length is 4 times 4 is 16 times 3. So it's 48. What did CU stand for? Cubic. And what's our measure? Centimeters. Okay? Let's try this one. This is number 2 on your paper. So try it and then come back. Alright, so if we do length times width times height, we would have 3 times 2 times, times height times 4. So 3 times 2 is 6 times 4 is 24. So this one is 24 cubic what? Inches. Okay, this is number 3. What's the length? 36. What's the width? How far back does it go?
2.
And the height is?
3.
Remember, this fits our formula.
Which equals 36.
So 2 times 6 is 12 times 3, still going to equal the volume. 36 is equal to the volume of the cube. 36 cubic feet in this case. Okay, let's see if it's going to give us. Okay, now we're going to tell which is greater and which is less than. So it's pretty easy to figure out the volume. So let's figure the volume of this cube. 4 times 4 is?
16
times 2 is?
32.
32 cubic centimeters. This one is 4 times 4, which is plus, times 2, which is 32. But this is inches. Which is bigger, a centimeter or an inch? So it should look like this. 32 cubic centimeters is less than 32 cubic inches. Okay, this is number 6 down at the bottom. 9 by 4, which is
36.
Times 3.
108.
Okay, so it's 108 cubic feet. Oh, what's this one? 8 times 5 is 40 times 2, which is 80. Now we have the same unit of measure here. So this one we just have to look which one has the largest number. So 108 is greater than 80. Okay.